Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Donald Trump has always fascinated me. He started out with a small loan from my father of $1 million.
Yeah.
And he parlayed that into what he has now. He really is the ultimate showman, though. And he just must have cojones as big as space hoppers.
He's brazen, isn't he? He now owes the city of New York something like $500 million.
I just, guys like that.
Because he's overinflated his sense of wealth, and which is illegal, funnily enough, because he got better loans and a whole lot of deals done by overinflating it.
And it's looking like, the Trump Towers would have to be put up as
repossessed. Imagine.
Yeah, but then managed to get out of that. Someone said, "How are you going to pay the bail?" Because they reduced the bail from $800 million down to $500 million.
It's not bail; it's a fine.
Yeah, there's a fine or something like that. And he said, "I'll pay in cash." These guys, you just keep brazening it out.
Well, he looks like he'll be the next president of the United States, and so he's been selling. He got an investor. They've gone public with his Truth Social.
Did you?
And they think, well, this will be the mouthpiece of our next president. I'll invest in that.
Did you know as well that America's clearly out of recession now? I thought they were heading for all sorts of trouble. But as America always seems to do, at the last minute, just when it's about to implode on itself. Because America's a fascinating country. I was reading about, since their existence, they've had 15 years of peace. So when you talk about wars in the world, America are probably one of the most warlike nations in the world.
But Joe Biden has an interesting conundrum at the moment because he's turned the economy around, but people refuse to believe that they're better off than they were 4 years ago. That's because of Trump's rhetoric.
Yeah.
He's said to people, old geriatric Biden, he's a cheater, he's a this, he's a that. And people aren't looking at the actual stats, which is saying, as you say, that they are out of recession and they're actually better off.
I thought America was going to hell in a handcart as far as its financial.
It's all the dialogue. It's all the Trump dialogue.
But the article in the newspaper was tiny. Like it was buried in the Herald somewhere about page 9 in the financial thing. And I went, I didn't know that. Interesting, though, he was on the news last night with Pete.
Donald Trump's net worth has suddenly skyrocketed. The firm behind his platform, Truth Social, has made its public debut with a market value of close to $12 billion. The former president's stake is around $7 billion. Mr. Trump is also spruiking a new product ahead of Easter, the God Bless the USA Bible, selling at $90 a pop.
All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many. It's my favorite book. I'm proud to endorse and encourage you to get this Bible. We must make America pray again.
It's all about the catchphrase.
It really is.
I always think of that interview when a couple of guys asked him some years ago about his favourite quotes or passages from the Bible.
You mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book. I'm wondering what one or two of your most favorite Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. When I talk about the Bible, it's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into...
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that you like?
No, I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal.
No.
I think it's just an incredible... The whole Bible is an incredible... I joke very much so. They always hold up the Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time.
So he plugs his own book.
Next to the Bible. He's a fascinating character because Joe Biden actually is a very devout Catholic, and yet it seems that Donald Trump is selling himself. He's hitched his wagon to the right-wing evangelical arm in America because he realised that's where the votes are, that's where the Supreme Court power is and all of that. He even launched his own campaign back in 2016 at Liberty University, which is an evangelical university. So he stood up there to launch his campaign. He chose that religious uni to do it. And he's talking about 2 Corinthians, but he calls it 2 Corinthians. And because he doesn't know his Bible, his local church, the Presbyterian church he says he goes to in Manhattan, has said he's not an active member, but they don't ever see him there. So here he is talking about that special Bible chapter.
2 Corinthians 3:17. That's the whole ball game. Where the Spirit of the Lord, right? Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty.
2 Corinthians walk into a bar and they see Donald Trump and they leave again.
Can you put on some Genesis? I love Genesis.
I'm going to buy me a Bible.